Welcome back to another episode of Late Entry Presents Late Reviews. We've got the squad. We've got Nolan.
Hey everyone.
We've got Lexi.
And Augie, hi.
We've got Kyle.
What up, though?
And it's your host, Double Dose.
With the most.
So, we're here to talk about the second episode of The Last of Us. This is probably the most traumatic episode of TV since the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones. Nolan, you and I can finally stop. Okay, also, if you haven't seen the second episode, do not watch this. It's going to be major spoilers. Alright, Nolan, you and I can finally stop carrying around the spoiler of Joel dying, bro. I remember before.
Hey, I only saw the spoiler under a fucking Twitter comment. I thought he was gonna die in season 1, 1000%.
Yeah, I remember you said that before you started watching it. You're like, yeah, I saw that so-and-so died. And I was like, I already knew, but Kyle didn't hear it. I was like, don't say that again. I got that shit spoiled for me big time, man. They were talking about how, like, Pedro Pascal had, like, wrapped up his portion of the filming. And then, like, they were still filming the second season. And everyone was like, oh, guess that means they're killing him. So I had that spoiled before the second season ever got close to coming out, which was unfortunate.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as a person that didn't really see it coming, I guess saw it coming a little bit, but not that soon. I really thought they were gonna play him through the whole season.
Same.
Yeah, we'll get into what his role might be going forward, but it's probably going to be pretty small.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll touch back on that as we get toward the end of the episode. But I would say the first thing major thing for me is, like, it's crazy how every episode is like a new horror. They're talking about where he sent patrols out. The zombies are under the snow. They're using their own dead zombies as insulation. Who thinks of some shit like that, dog? Like, you can't go anywhere because it might be just zombies lurking under the fucking ground that can pop up at any point and cause a fucking zombie avalanche. That was horrifying.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that there were so many fucking zombies dead underneath the snow like that. Like, somebody had to know that they were there, right? Like, they didn't all fucking make their way over there underground somewhere.
It seems like they're getting smarter.
I think that just plays into the theory that we've been having since last week about, like, there's something growing within the core of our planet in this show that is causing these things to, because they're staying under and insulating until they find prey. Like, they are getting stupid smart.
Yeah.
And strong.
Yeah. Very
stupid smart.
Very smart. If we're kind of when Abby was looking at, like, out and she saw, like, the horses, I immediately knew that was gonna be Joel. I was like, I bet that's not fucking what's the main character's name?
Ellie.
Thank you. I was like, that's not Ellie. I know it's gonna be Joel. I just had a feeling.
Yeah, I was thinking, leading into it, I actually had notes like Ellie and Dina's ex are about to run into her. Oh shit! Like, I thought the complete opposite, and now I'm realizing why they did that. Why it was Joel.
I gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Zombie avalanche is crazy, and what's freaky too is the fact that all those zombies were awake because of Abby, but then when they were hitting the pipes and they hit that fungus, it, like, tweaked, and then they all were like, half the zombies broke off and were like, nope, food's this way. So
They all changed direction.
all of I thought some of them still chased. No, some of them chased her because that's what made Joel and them leave the barn that they were at on the horses.
But they also stopped chasing her when Joel was taking her back to the house.
I thought they just outran them. I guess
they, like, there was a scene where it showed them their minds switch and they, like, ran at each other and then both towards the compound.
Okay. I mean, that's crazy to think about. Like, you could not even alert the zombies directly, but touch the fucking fungus, and that alerts them to where you're at. That's horrifying. Kind of like you said to Kyle's point, like, yeah, the Earth is trying to kill you.
Yeah. I mean, it's only a matter of time before that civilization realizes why all of those zombos came in, why they got raided. You know, I mean, I'm sure it'll happen the next episode we see them in the community recovering from it. They'll probably start to piece some things together, but they are in way over their heads right now, and I don't even think they know it, obviously.
What do you even do?
I also think that they had a pretty shit defense there at the front line. They got through their fence in less than fucking 10 minutes.
Yo, that's crazy.
You're using gas barrels on a wood fence with a wood fences.
That made no sense to me.
I was gonna say the opposite of you guys, except for that part. Yeah, because I have that literally written down. Like, why are you lighting fires so close to your wooden fence? But I thought the opposite. I thought that was like the best zombie preparedness I had seen before. They had like, they used tractors to reinforce. They figured out where the zombies were coming from, and then used tractors to reinforce the wall. That's the smartest shit I've ever seen before in any zombie show. You know what I mean? Like I thought that they prepared for it. I mean, but to what you're about to say, everybody. I literally have this note written down here too. Is like, isn't there a saying like everybody has a plan till they get punched in the mouth? That's exactly what happened to them. They had a plan until they had that Hulkbuster come through the wall. But that just shows how how smart the humans are and how smart the zombies are at adapting. They're like, we can't get in this way, so let's just send the fucking wall breaker over here. They literally redirected and then went around. You know what I mean? And then found the weak spot.
Do you think that was zombie consciousness, or do you think it was just plot?
No, consciousness. It showed them redirecting. It showed them like going, like him popping up from where he was at, and then him seeing this shit, and then being like, I'm gonna just go this way. Huh. It was like Clash of Clans, bro. You've been sending the troops at the same part of the wall getting killed for a while. We're just let's try this corner over here. You know what I mean? And then they just sent the wall breaker in. That was nuts. And it's crazy. Oh my God. I think it's crazy how they just show like different kinds of like zombies, and it's like some just look like real like humans, and then some were like complete fucking mushroom dudes.
I know, yeah. I kind of like that though, that they like. I mean, Nolan can touch on this more, but there's like different levels to what each zombie is, like the clickers and the whatever the hell else. Like they adapt based on whatever the hell, I don't even know.
I think I saw something in closed captioning. They called that big one the boomer.
Boomer.
Did anybody else watch the closed captioning?
Is that because if you let one inside, it's going to ruin your economy?
I think I had it
out. I couldn't resist. No,
I tell you to tie yourself up by your bootstraps.
I didn't know that those were called boomers. Okay, is that the same?
I think I saw that in the closed captioning, and I also think that it was bullshit that he was able to be killed by fire like that. I thought it would have taken a lot more to take something that big and strong down. It seemed like the inside of his body was pretty insulated, the way he was fucking taking bullets and stuff, even walking into that alley. It didn't make a ton of sense to me.
I guess I feel the opposite. I feel like fire is the thing that I would think would for sure kill them. Like, you could go outside and fuck with, like, the earth, but, like, fire would fuck shit up. Fire and extreme cold. You could, even insulate against extreme cold, but, like, fire fucks up everything green. And it's just mushrooms. Fungi, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from, but at the same time, like, how many fucking bullets does it take one of those things down? It's not like it's just...
At the same time, though, like, if even just given past that, if, like, 3/4 of his tank, basically, is what he had to send into that guy to barely kill him, right?
Yeah.
Why the hell did those 3 dudes abandon Tommy like that? They just left him in the dust. Well, I mean, one dude stood by him and got his ass kicked. But like they all just like, as soon as they saw a swarm coming, they were like, bruh, and they ran. Like, Tommy, you're a bad leader at that point, man. Like, you got to get your boys ready to freaking shoot their flamethrower at that boomer.
I mean, shit, bro. What you mean? I feel like all like apocalypse
Stand
shows, they just show you that like people are just. It's, you know what I mean? What people would do when push really comes to shove. It's easy to say I'm gonna hold the flamethrower. It's hard to actually stand there and hold the flamethrower. I'm like, fuck it, let me get out of here.
They've been training for like a year, 5 years basically. They've been training for that moment, and then they're all just like,
Hi.
Motherfucker got bitched. They got bitched. They got bitched out.
and I'm sure that Tommy had to clean their canvases off the freaking wall because.
Kyle just freeze.
Oh, we got freeze on that one.
What'd you say, Kyle?
I just said that Thomas probably had to clean their canvases off the wall because they ran.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were being some bitches on that one. Lexi, what'd you think about the fight there?
Yeah, I was a little surprised that the fire didn't, I don't know, it didn't take as long as I expected to kill it because of everything else that endured up to that point, but I have really strong feelings about this episode, but I'll share them more towards the end.
Okay.
But you got some emotional moving stuff. Okay.
One of the things that Lex did point out for me that I had written down was like, I don't know if you guys watched Game of Thrones, but it literally felt like we were back on the wall. Like,
not seen Game of Thrones.
No. Yeah,
I watched the first like 2 seasons, but I think I know what you're talking about with back on the wall.
The big ice wall and shit with the Night's Watch. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even down to like
that.
the tactics of guarding it and like, yeah. It was funny.
And the fact that it was freaking freezing and snowy and shit like that. It was, very much like that.
Yeah, it was. It didn't feel like a rip from Game of Thrones, but it felt very like Game of Thrones-esque in that like Red Wedding episode, like you talked about, like just like taking out one of the more important characters, and yeah.
Wait, before we move on, do any of you guys remember what the fuck they were even going out for at the start?
They were just doing the regular patrols.
It was a regular patrol on a snowy ass day, and they were cool with it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean they do patrols all the time. That's how they keep their shit safe. And the whole reason the town was on high alert was because they found the zombies that were like there was a few zombies under the snow. And they were like, so they sent like a troop out there like to clean them out. But from what I understand, they do patrols every single day, like to make sure that there's no zombies around and stuff. And they're consistently having to go out and do those because they were literally it was like the day after New Year's from the last episode.
Correct.
So people were partying like after midnight. They were all up at 6:30 a.m. doing their fucking jobs and chipper. Like, you know what I mean? People were like, hey, how you doing, Jim? Like, you know what I mean?
All hungover as shit riding horses around the fucking wilderness.
Motherfuckers had like 5 hours of sleep and were perfectly fine with it. Only Ellie.
Even what's his name's dad from Gossip Girl had the nuts to make a sandwich.
Yeah. I thought that was cool that they showed him being like apologetic of the shit. And obviously Ellie didn't want to hear that shit, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and you can't blame her, of course, right? Like,
no.
Would you want to hear that the next morning? Like,
oh, definitely not.
No,
probably not. Yeah, probably not. But
it's like 12 hours later, and you're hungover. Like, I don't want to hear that shit from you. Yeah. I don't even want to take that sandwich.
Yeah, true. She just
didn't want it.
Yeah, they gave it to the dude she was with.
Yeah.
Okay, so
let's get into the meat and potatoes, huh?
Yeah, I was just gonna say the only other thing it had for like the town defense thing was the fucking army of dogs was low-key fire, but imagine having it like, can the dogs get infected? Because fighting off infected dogs seems like it'd be a problem.
I thought that too is like them digging in like that. That's not good. But go ahead, Owen. Sorry.
Oh no, I just said fungi dog. That's all that I had.
But those dogs saved the fuck out of them. They came through. Also,
yeah, talk about Ex Machina. Yeah.
Shout out Tommy. He's a real one. He saw those fucking zombies going for his wife and said, "Get the fuck over toward me. I'll deal with that." Real one. I thought he was donezo when he got himself trapped. How the fuck you get trapped in your own alleys? You built the town. You don't know what's back
I
there?
know. Why
I
is he
also
hitting
thought-
dead ends? I know.
I thought that was a little too cliche. Like, oh, they're firing at her because she's on the roof. Oh, I'm on the ground. Come at me. It's like, come on, guys. I've seen this a million times. It's kind of corny.
Well,
at this point.
I think anybody would do that in the moment. Like anybody would stick up for their woman in that. But it is like the pull of like and him just being like hitting all these dead. Like if you're gonna drag him around your city, know where the fuck you're dragging this big ass zombie. Don't drag yourself into a corner and have 0 psi at the last second.
He was like,
And
well,
also, to add to that point, I thought that it was crazy the amount of zombies looking to bite people running around him at points during the
Oh, yeah.
episode. What the fuck? It was the exact same thing as the first time one of those boomers showed up. It was like, there are zombies literally running past the main characters and going to bite other people and not them. It's like, I don't know what attracts these zombies, man.
At least make the main character like hit a couple knives on the way or something. Like make him have to melee a couple on his way to the boomer. Like don't let them all just run right past him. I hear
Dude.
you.
He shot like 2 of them, and there were probably like 10 that ran right past him. It's like, at what point are we gonna act like the main character is gonna be like in an actual scenario where there's fucking zombies trying to kill him? Because at that point, it didn't feel like that when I was watching.
that's fair. You're talking about.
They
you're talking-
saved that for Pedro Pascal, and now he's gone.
yeah.
No, it wasn't even him.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying they saved those scenes where he actually like not even realistically, because like he kills 14 people, but like he maneuvers his way, and they show how he got out of it by killing all those people. They don't do that for the other characters because nobody's Joel.
Nobody was Joel.
Nobody
Yes.
was
So
Joel.
so that brings us into to that whole situation. I'm gonna let you guys start talking about this. I feel like I don't have a ton to say about it, but I thought it was really crazy that the way that she met Joel was by Joel saving her, and that gave her 0 cause for pause as turning around to fucking to kill him. She was like, maybe he's a decent guy. He just goes out and saves anyone. She was like, nope, fuck that. Thanks for saving me. Now I can kill you easier. What y'all think?
I think you nailed it on the fucking head. I think it really builds for her story. It's going to make everybody really want her to die and all the fan base and all that. So I think they did a good job with it, honestly. And really caught him off guard because he was staring down at his camp and base, and he was all worried about everybody in the town, and he wasn't worried about himself or where the fuck he was.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of really showed in just the ending of how it turned out.
Probably did.
Yeah, that's who Joel was, right? Like Joel never gave a fuck about Joel, you know? When she was talking her shit, trying to get her villain moment, he was just like, just get it over with.
Well, he couldn't fight back because Dina was there. He had to just let them
He
kill
couldn't
her.
fight back. Yeah, there were 5. It was 5-on-1.
Well, I'm saying if you're gonna die, you might as well go out fighting. But he couldn't even go out fighting because he had to just take that shit so that they wouldn't kill Dina as a hostage.
Oh yeah, when I saw that they interacted for the first time, I was like, oh shit, Spencer's gonna be right. Like, she's gonna work her way into the community, she's gonna find her people's way into the community.
That's what I thought.
And they're gonna find a way to infiltrate into killing Joel. But she just went for the throat right out the gate and tortured his ass in the second episode of the season. I was
The
not
fucking
seeing
9
that
iron,
coming.
dude.
Took
Yeah,
that
with a
shit.
Super unexpected.
with her
Yeah.
50 degree, with her gap wedge, friggin', yeah, that, and then stabbed him in the neck with it. That was a beat down, and I mean the fact that her people even were trying to get her to back off, and they know how much she hates him, and they hate him a lot too. But like they're like everyone around her is starting to question, do we stand with her? And this is also what we talked about last week, is they're going to keep threading that needle and showing you like who's good, who's bad, who do you want to side with, because really nobody's good. You know, everybody's got some evil in them, and especially in a time like that, they're really letting it show.
She shot that nigga in the leg and then got to beating on that leg. That's crazy. She put that motherfucker through as much pain as she possibly could. And who
the craziest part was when she was beating his leg, I was like, damn, Joel's going to be an amputee. Like, I didn't even think Joel's going to die. I just thought Joel's going to be an amputee after this.
Damn. Lex?
I thought he was going to fight back at least a little bit. I don't know. Yeah. I think, to me, it felt like a big old, like, Ned Stark-ass moment that a noble person got just, like, a shitty death. I was just like, this just seemed, I don't know. He didn't fight. The situation of her, like, falling into the pile of zombies and then running and then happens to run into him just seems so, like, perfect. It all makes sense because this show is based off of a video game, to be honest. So, like, it makes sense in the sense of a video game of going through characters and cycling through, like, the plot to get to the next point and, you know, what your next objective would be. But, I don't know. The TV show and Watcher and me was disappointed. I was like, I don't know.
I want to see more Joel.
I didn't want to see him go this soon. I really didn't.
Yeah.
Part of what
I think we're gonna see more of him, but it's just gonna all be flashbacks.
Part of what Lex and I were talking about last night with the whole thing too is that because she was talking about like it felt like they rushed so much of like, all right, they're trying to find him, they get there, he's dead, like boom, 2 episodes, like the whole thing is done. But I think what we're talking about was that like, from what I've gathered from this whole season isn't about. Because I thought the whole season was going to be like how they got Joel. But it's not. I think the whole season is about how fucking Ellie gets her revenge back for that. Like what Ellie does in regards to trying to track them down. And what happens next because they killed Joel. And I think it does more world building too. Because you see that like they said that they weren't part of like the Fireflies anymore. They're part of a new militia somewhere out in Seattle. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be like what that group is like, and maybe Ellie infiltrating that group as opposed to them infiltrating the group to get Joel. Which I was not expecting them to fucking treat Joel like a side character and kill that motherfucker for the plot and keep it pushing.
I know. Yeah, I think we'll definitely see bits of him now through, but I think that's why his recording got done so quick is because all we're going to see are flashbacks and fill-ins to this Eugene character and like what happened there because who the hell knows? I mean, I don't know if anybody else caught it, but when
he was brought up again.
Yeah, Dina's ex brought him up. They were former partners, and Ellie very quickly like got wide-eyed, freaked out, went in shock, and like shrugged it off and tried to move on. So there's something that she knows that happened there that's probably going to play in.
Well, she knows that it was probably Joel protecting her, which is kind of what seems like the leading cause for
and
it.
Everybody's
sounds like
saying
he was going to kill somebody.
He had to die. And
he had
his reaction and her reaction kind of lead me to think maybe he didn't have to die, but he did die.
They said he was infected and he wasn't really or something. That's a good thing that everyone thinks that he had to, but they didn't have to. There's something that like a clip that they've played in several of the promos for the season, where it's Ellie talking, I think to Joel, talking about "You Promised," talking about how he had said that like that what happened at the end of season 1 was how he said it was that he saved them her from like raiders after he'd aired everybody out. So I don't know if he's like if she's talking to like ghost him, if it was a flashback and that's why she was beefing with him the whole time is because she found out at some point that we'll see in a flashback. Well, that's coming up at some point in some way. That whole "You Promised."
I was about to say he probably did tell her the truth, and that's kind of the whole start of the season is that this is Ellie Post knowing that he just went in and fucked up everybody because they were going to kill Ellie, I guess, for the cure. So that'd have to be a lot to deal with. Maybe she doesn't know that deep into it, but
it's either
way.
Yeah, kind of like we said last episode, she definitely had an inclination. What we thought was she was going to be slowly finding that out, but maybe she had more to know on the situation than we all thought. Who knows?
The other theory is that Abby's going to tell her.
How would Abby know?
That Joel killed all of them? That's the whole reason that they're tracking him.
I thought you meant about like them gonna take Ellie as the sacrifice in the brain surgery for the cure or whatever.
Well, Ellie would put two and two together. You know what I mean? Like, she already knows that she was there. No,
I don't know. That's a big jump to make.
No. Ellie already knows.
I could see the Ellie versus Abby fight where Abby then like tells Ellie all of the shit that happened. You know?
Yeah. Like Joel killed all of us to get you out of there, and then she's like,
Right.
I thought I was gonna be. They were getting my blood. Oh shit! Joel must have killed all of them to get me out. Like, you know what I mean? Like it. I feel like it's not too hard because she already knows that she was there to be the cure. She just didn't know that they were going to kill her. So if Joel killed everyone to get her out, I feel like it'd be easy to piece those together. But I think that prediction for what happens next. I think that Dina and that's another thing too. In the game, from what I understand, Tommy was in Dina's position. Tommy was the one who was, what? I'm not spoiling. I'm just saying that Tommy was where Dina was with Joel when he got killed. I think Tommy was there.
Oh, okay. Playing some shit that you played on me last week, Spencer. Sorry.
Oh. And they just switched the characters for those.
Interesting.
But I think that Ellie is going to want revenge. I think she and Dina are going to go looking for it. The question I'm curious about is Tommy going to go with them or not? Because on one hand, revenge for his brother. On the other hand, he has a whole family and a city to rebuild. And he doesn't probably feel safe leaving his child and his wife knowing that the walls are fucked up.
Well, they're going to repair that, no problem. Where are they? Colorado Springs?
Jackson?
What's the name? What was it?
Jackson
Hole. That's Wyoming. So I think they're way too fucking far up in the mountains, honestly.
Wait a second. Do you just know where fucking like places in Wyoming are?
Yeah, dude. The job that I work, I have to know every single airport across the country.
Oh, okay. I was like, how the fuck? Okay, carry on.
No more questions. Yeah.
So they're hanging out in Wyoming, and like, you guys need to fucking go somewhere warm, obviously, because apparently it's the higher temperatures that kills the virus. I'm sure the Caribbean is fucking thriving right now. They should take a Carnival cruise down there or something.
No, the planet getting warmer is what caused the fungi to fucking exist in the first place.
Yep, no, there was a temperature too high that they can't reach that level.
Oh, really? I thought it was you watched season 1 more recently than us. I thought it was the temperature getting warmer, no?
No, it was if the temperature rises 1 to 2 degrees, then the fungi will adapt to the human body temperature and stuff like that. So they need to go somewhere where it's 100 degrees every day, and there ain't going to be nobody around.
I see.
That is interesting because the question I had was, how is the fungus growing so heavily in the snow? But maybe Nolan's onto something.
Well, the snow just happened, didn't it? It wasn't snowy last episode?
It was not last season at the end when they...
No, but I mean, look at how... I mean, the way that they all reacted to just like that fungus. I mean, that might have been for the show a little bit, I guess. But when that dude hit into the pipe again and you saw that shit growing, like, they all reacted like that.
Gotcha. That makes sense. You guys have any takeaways for what's happening next?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Did Siri just respond to you on that?
I'm not quite sure how to answer that.
It was Jeff Bezos' version of that, but yeah, that freaked me the fuck out.
Oh my god, Alexa, out of my house.
You plugged her in again. I keep unplugging it. They freak me out.
Spencer,
you like Alexa? You're a weirdo.
Alright. I'm sure that's a very profitable company because only I enjoy the products.
Exactly. 1000%.
Fuck you guys. Kyle, tell me your take. Fuck these two.
Sorry, yeah, I missed all that because I'm sitting here trying to keep the episode going. I think that they're going to do a lot of flashbacks to Joel's character, and I think that they're going to end up filling in a lot of the blanks. We're going to see a lot of Joel or a lot of Eugene's backstory. And I honestly don't think I don't think we're gonna see Joel's dragging body for another 2 episodes. I think we're gonna see a couple linking episodes that fill in the blanks as to why we're here.
Okay, that makes sense.
Kyle, we haven't even seen Eugene yet. I'm not even sure if they're gonna try to touch on something like that.
I do.
Scenario.
I think they will.
There's no reason they're gonna keep bringing him up.
I think that's gonna come in big time.
Yeah, Joel killed Eugene in something that, like, in some way that mattered a lot. I'm with Kyle on that. There's some
or he killed him wrongly.
There's some kind of scandal with the way that Eugene went out. I'm 100% with you.
I wouldn't be surprised if they killed him wrongly because they've got Joel off the show and now's the time to reveal, oh, he was actually kind of a bad person sometimes.
Joel?
Yeah, maybe that's how they do it. We'll see. Yeah.
Noah, what do you think's going to happen next?
I do agree with Kyle that it'll probably be a little heavier on the flashbacks. We'll probably get one of those episodes kind of like we did last season with the 2 dudes in the house. I forgot their names. I'm blanking already. But I think it'll be something kind of like that. But at the same time, I also think that Ellie's really going to be proven as like the strong warrior, builds through it all, makes her way across the country, and gets the kill that she's looking for in the end. I don't see... If they end up killing her off, I mean... Shit, that's the whole show right there. So I think it's going to be a really big Ellie hero story.
Okay.
I agree. Ellie revenge tour for sure.
Mm-hmm.
She's going out with a vengeance, and she's gonna have a little group of ragtag people around her, and I love it. I'm here for it. Her little girlfriend is probably gonna come too.
You think Dina's gonna get killed on the trip or something?
I'm still Team Dina. Still Team Dina over here.
I think Dina's gonna be the only one that goes with her. I think it's just the 2 of them.
Yeah, and last week you were saying Dina was using her. Now you think she's gonna ride or die?
I was just gonna say, it's crazy how much this shit shifted in one episode. Like, I thought that the biggest plot for like the first few episodes was gonna be like, oh, this love story with Dina and Ellie. Like, is it real? Is it not real? None of that fucking matters at all, dog. We got bodies to drop.
Dude, Dina didn't do shit.
Oh my god. Well,
Dina didn't do shit in this episode.
I mean,
no, Dina got freaking knocked out in frostbite.
Yeah.
What did Dina do?
She got, yeah. I mean,
oh, my hand hurts. I need you to take care of it.
Yeah, I know you're not killing her for she had frostbite, bro. They were out in the fucking in the degrees.
I was surprised they didn't leave 3 dead bodies in that house. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't kill her.
They didn't. They seem like because they seem like they had a code. If they're just killing innocent people, how are they any better than Joel? They wanted to kill him because he caused them harm.
Did Joel you see how she killed him? I don't know if that was by any code.
I agree.
That was crazy.
No, that was her dad. She killed the dude who killed her dad.
I agree with both of you. The team's mission was kill Joel. Her mission was make him feel every fucking second of it.
Yeah,
They traveled thousands of fucking miles to track down one fucking guy, and then when other things come in the way, they're just like, let him walk.
Wait a second.
What the fuck?
Let me give y'all 2 pieces real quick.
Are you in a zombie scenario or not?
The first episode when they first showed them, before the time jump, they said we're gonna find Joel, we're gonna kill him slowly. When they first got to the town, they talked about how they weren't gonna hurt anyone innocent. They even said that they weren't gonna capture the townspeople and try to like bluff them into talking because what happens if they don't talk? Like what I would say is the opposite. When push came to shove, they stood on business. We're not gonna hurt innocents. We're gonna punish Joel. And what did they do? They didn't hurt innocents, and they punished Joel. They didn't let anything distract them from their missions and their code the way they did. They
sound like some bitch ass bad people that are asking for people to come back and kill them. Honestly,
that is true. The second part, because that's the whole thing. Is like Joel killed people that she cared about, so she came and then she killed Joel. Now Ellie was there. Ellie's gonna go try to kill them. The cycle continues.
Yeah.
They should have cut off her arms like the Walking Dead. Just make her walk around like that.
Oh my god. Y'all have anything left for this episode before we call it? No? Alright.
I want to see more Joel. That's all. I want to see more Joel, whether it's flashbacks or what. But he was my favorite character. It's really sad to see him go. I think that we need another strong protagonist, alpha type figure, and I'm not sure if we're gonna get that out of Ellie. But we'll keep watching. We'll see what happens.
Hell yeah. Alright, y'all. Thank you for watching another episode of what? Were you gonna say something?
No, I'm just laughing.
I'm hoping for Tommy to step up, like Tommy to fill his brother's shoes a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
He's staying home with his family. I'm betting on it. Ellie's gonna be the one.
Come back.
Ellie's been training this whole time for this moment.
Yeah, you're probably right.
She gonna.
Well, I think Ellie's gonna need sidekicks, and I feel like Tommy might be one.
Okay, fuck it. Look, let's put it to a vote right here. Prediction time. Does Tommy go with Ellie? If Tommy goes with Ellie, raise your hand. All right. Nolan and
But I also don't think
and
Ellie
Kyle.
leaves the community. I don't think Ellie leaves the community, but I think he goes with her on her missions, if that makes sense.
they're going back to Seattle.
Leave his
missions are in
family
Seattle.
for
The mission's in Seattle.
long extended period of time to Seattle. Yeah.
Well,
Wait, did any of them even know that they're in Seattle? Have
Dina.
we gotten to this
Ellie,
point yet?
Dina.
Ellie might.
Dina.
Well, maybe Dina does. Okay. Yeah.
Before they knocked her out. Yep.
We'll find out in 3 episodes because they're about to fill in a bunch of blanks.
All right, y'all. Thank you for watching Late Reviews. Leave us a like, leave us a comment, give us your predictions in the comments. Let us know what you think, and we will catch you guys next time. Peace.